We're going to be using proportions, setting up and solving proportions to solve a number of application problems or word problems in our class. So in this video, I just want to work through a few problems on how to solve a proportion. And the nice thing about proportions is once you have the proportion set up, now remember, a proportion is an equation, so it's got to have an equal sign, and it's a specific type of equation. We've got a ratio on the left and a ratio on the right. So basically fraction, fraction, equal sign. Right? That's a proportion. Two fractions and an equal sign. And what makes solving proportions nice is that we always solve them the same way. It's a two-step process. The first step in solving a proportion is to get rid of the fractions. Right? And the way we do that is step one, we cross multiply. It's just a shortcut to do two multiplications at once. And so what we're going to do is we're going to multiply diagonally over the equal sign. So we'll do 3 times x, right? That'll give us 3x, 3 times x equals, right? And then the other diagonal, we'll do 7 times 12. And I've got my graphing calculator up just in case we need it for some calculations. 7 times 12, I'm pretty sure that's 84, but let's just double check that. 7 times 12. Okay, and that's 84. Okay, so step one is cross multiply, and then step two, which gives you the answer, divide. Divide, and specifically, we're going to divide by the number in front of the x. In front of the x. All right, so we have 3x, 3 times x is equal to 84, so we'll divide by 3. All right, we'll divide the left by 3. We'll divide the right by 3. And we get x is equal to 84 divided by 3. Now, most calculators have the capacity to change fractions into mixed numbers and decimals into fractions or mixed numbers back and forth. But let's see. Does this give us a whole number? Remember, fraction means division. So the fraction 84 over 3 means 84 divided by 3. And I think that's going to give us a whole number. And it does. 84 divided by 3 reduces or simplifies to 28. All right, step one, step two, cross multiply, and then divide by the number in front of the x. So let's attack the next two problems. I wanted to give one with whole numbers, one with decimals, one with fractions. Whether or not there's fractions or decimals or mixed numbers, it doesn't matter, or it doesn't make a difference in terms of how we solve. It's always step one. Do this, cross multiply. Right, so we could do 9 times x, so that'll be 9x, and 3.6 times 33. I'm going to use the calculator for this guy, 3.6. Not divide, times, yep. 33. All right, so it looks like 9x on one side, 118.8 on the other side. Step one is cross multiply. Step two is divide by the number in front of x. So we'll divide both sides by 9. So that leaves us with x equals, so the 9's cancel, times 9, divide by 9, they cancel out. And we've got 118.8. And we're going to divide that by 9. And it looks like we get 13.2. If for some reason you were solving a problem and you had to express the answer as a mixed number, well, we could do that on the calculator. Now, I have the TI-84 Plus Silver Edition. Different calculators have different menus, different buttons. So I'll show you it on this calculator. But whatever calculator you're using, whatever scientific or graphing calculator you're using, You just have to get comfortable and aware of how to go back and forth, how to switch from fractions to decimals to mixed numbers back and forth. Okay, so on this calculator, I'm going to go to the math menu. So math, option 1, math 1. So that's going to take my last answer, make it a fraction. And I got 66 over 5. Let's say I did not want an improper fraction. I wanted a mixed number. On this calculator, I think I go into mode. And if I keep going down, I think there's some more options below. Yeah, you see this on the second row, n/d and un/d. Well, that's fraction mode and mixed number mode. So I could change the calculator into a mixed number, or the mode, so it displays a mixed number instead of a fraction. And if I hit enter again, well, there's my mixed number. So 13.2 or x equals 66 over 5 or x equals 13 and 1/5. The switching back and forth, that's a calculator function, right? That comes after the solving. There's 2 steps: cross multiply and then divide. All right, let's look at the third and final problem. We solve it in the exact same way. Cross multiply 7 times x. There's a 7x. And then 21 times 11 over 5. And 21 times 11 divided by 5. Remember, fraction and division operations are the same. That's 46.2. Step 1, cross multiply. Step 2, divide by the number in front of the x. In the first problem, we divided by 3. Second problem, we divided by 9. Third problem, we're dividing by 7. All right, so we got 7 is equal to, well, whatever the calculator tells us, 46.2 divided by 7. Oh, not 7 equals, sorry. X equals, X. I'm losing my mind here. X equals 6.6. Or if you want to give the answer as a fraction or a mixed number, or a improper fraction or a mixed number, math 1, I'm going to get a mixed number because I think I'm in mixed number mode. So that's 6 and 3 over 5. Or I could express that as a fraction. I could go back into mode, scroll down using the down arrow, change it back to the fraction setting, quit, hit enter again, and I've got 33 over 5. Some of the scientific calculators make it a little bit easier to switch between fractions and decimals and mixed numbers. So, in the graphing calculator, it's a menu behind a button. So, yeah, it's not that bad either way. Okay, so that's it for solving proportions. And again, in many of the word problems we're going to be doing and have done, we need to be able to solve a proportion. All right, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful.